Good morning, America, for our viewers in the West on this Friday morning. Happy 4th of July. The severe storms wreaking havoc on holiday travel. The president's massive signature bill passes, and the summer sales dropping right now. Breaking right now, dangerous flooding forcing evacuations in Texas. Water rescues underway this morning. Severe storms ripping through the Northeast with flash floods and pelting hail. Ferocious winds turning deadly in New Jersey. Now, as a record number of people travel for the holiday, the flights canceled or delayed this morning. The best and worst times to drive, and we've got your forecast for this holiday weekend.
Victory lap.
There could be no better birthday present for America.
President Trump expected to sign his massive tax and spending bill in just hours, with B-2 bombers flying over the White House. This after the House passed it by the slimmest of margins.
The motion is adopted.
This morning, what's in it and what it means for your family.
Breaking overnight, new firework accidents. The new blast in California overnight. And investigators rushing to find the missing in that fireworks warehouse up in flames.
Also developing this morning, Russia blasting Ukraine with the biggest air attack since the war began. Hundreds of Russian drones swarming Ukraine's capital. The fire's still burning this morning after President Trump's high-stakes call with Vladimir Putin and his conversation with Ukraine's leader set for today.
Inside the Diddy deliberations, a juror from the Sean Diddy Combs trial breaking their silence about what led to that bombshell verdict.
Foul play? Why these two pitches are now at the center of a Major League Baseball investigation. Right now, the urgent new rip current warning. The new advice before you head to the beach this weekend.
Remembering one of Hollywood's most prolific actors. You'll know him from Reservoir Dogs.
Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back.
Thelma and Louise, and more.
And are you ready for some hot stuff this 4th of July? We've got the best summer sales heating up this weekend. Insider tips to save at the supermarket. And hot dog, the king of Coney Island, is back.
Going a year without it, it made me appreciate it. It made me work hard.
Joey Jaws Chestnut, ready to take a bite out of the competition at the famous hot dog eating contest. Can he do it again?
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Yeah, we're all on the edge of our seats for those hot dog eating contest results. Happy 4th of July. It is great to be with you. Thank you so much. And it's great to be with you, Witten.
It's good to be with you. Yeah, something about the slow motion close-up of the contest. Yeah, we'll try to avoid more of that throughout the morning. But a lot to cover here on this 4th of July. The president back at the White House this morning after that big victory on his signature spending bill. He's set to sign it later today, and we are live at the White House with what to expect.
But we do begin with the deadly storms overnight in the Northeast, leaving a trail of destruction after flash floods and damaging winds tore through several states.
The storms also wreaking havoc for millions heading out for the holiday weekend. Morgan Norwood is at Newark Airport for us. Good morning, Morgan.
Hey, good morning to you, Rebecca. We are seeing a steady stream of travelers here at Newark. We're talking long lines, crowded gates as well. But look, the July 4th travel rush technically may have already peaked. But with the traffic, the delays, the cancellations, and those storms overnight, we could still be talking about a pretty rough trip for millions that are heading out today.
This morning, flash flooding in Texas forcing evacuations. Residents told to seek higher ground. In Kerrville, the Guadalupe River rising several feet in just a couple of hours. The side of an RV wrapped around a tree. Homes swallowed by the raging waters. Trees totally uprooted as snarling waves pounded this bridge. While on the East Coast, dangerous storms leaving a deadly path of destruction, killing at least 3 in New Jersey. A woman reportedly pulling over to ride it out in North Plainfield when this massive tree fell on top of her car. The tree uprooting the sidewalk, live power lines, making it impossible for anyone to help.
I heard the boom was close, and I see the tree in the car.
Severe weather throughout the Northeast disrupting the busiest day for air travel on Thursday. Ground stops contributing to more than 8,000 flight delays nationwide.
A bunch of people frustrated. Everyone's calling customer service.
People aren't happy, they're angry.
Sarah and her husband on an anniversary trip, stranded at LaGuardia, trying to get back home to Chicago.
We thought, it does get hectic for July 4th, but we didn't expect almost a 12-hour delay.
And the good news this morning, there are fewer delays and cancellations so far. I do want to shift to the roads because we know far more millions of people will be driving. So it's best to get going now if you haven't already headed out just yet, before noon, or wait it out until after 7 p.m. Will.
Always good to have a plan. Morgan Norwood at Newark for us. Thank you. And the weather always impacts those plans. So let's go to meteorologist Brittany Bell. She's here from our New York station, WABC. She's got the track and timing of the holiday forecast. Brittany, good morning.
And good morning to you, too. So parts of central Texas waking up to dangerous widespread flooding this morning. It's not letting up. Here's some latest video from Kerr County, Texas, where we have our local affiliate heading to the scene right now. You can see emergency crews trying to just guide some of those carts around. They had rainfall totals approaching 6 to 10 inches, and it is not letting up. Here's the latest radar loop over the past 6 hours. Even a flash flood emergency for spots like San Angelo and Kerrville that continues over the next few hours. So this rain continuing to fall, and that will let up later this afternoon. But the outlook all across the country for the 4th of July, still wet in spots like Florida, nice and dry for the east and west coast, but severe weather possible for Minnesota as far south as Kansas and Nebraska. Temperatures very hot for Minnesota, Minneapolis, highs near 93 degrees. Whit?
All right, Brittany, we'll check back with you in just a bit. Thank you. Now to Washington, and President Trump set to sign into law his massive tax cut and spending bill in just hours. It passed through the House by a razor-thin partisan vote. Our senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has the latest. Selena, good morning.
Hey, Whit, good morning to you. This is a huge win for President Trump, the biggest legislative achievement of his second term so far. And Trump pulled out all the stops to get this over the finish line, showing the power that he has over the Republican Party. Overnight, President Trump touting his legislative victory.
It does many things, but one of them is the biggest tax cuts in our country's history. And that alone makes it very popular.
The president earlier rallying supporters in Iowa ahead of the July 4th holiday.
There could be no better birthday present for America than the phenomenal victory we achieved just hours ago when Congress passed the one big, beautiful bill to make America great again.
The nearly 1,000-page bill only passing after 13 hours of standstill on the House floor.
On this vote, the yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
Trump forced to arm twist and charm the Republican holdouts, all except 2 Republicans eventually voting for the bill, despite concerns it's estimated to add $3.4 trillion to the national deficit and includes cuts to Medicaid that could push more than 11 million Americans off their health insurance over the next decade. But the bill also includes key Trump campaign promises, including tax cuts mostly for the wealthy, new funding for immigration enforcement, while gutting Biden-era clean energy initiatives. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries delayed the final vote by speaking for 8 hours and 44 minutes, the longest floor speech in House history.
All of this is being done to provide massive tax breaks to billionaire donors. Shame on this institution if this bill passes. That's not America. We're better than this.
A medical clinic in rural Nebraska has already announced that it's shutting down, citing the cuts to Medicaid in this bill. Now, Republicans, they have added a $50 billion fund for rural hospitals into this package, but experts say it's not enough to make up for that shortfall. Whit.
And Selena, more on the timing here. The president is signing this bill later today.
Yeah, that's expected to happen later this afternoon at 5 p.m. here at the White House as President Trump celebrates the 4th of July. And guys, it's going to be a show. The president says it's going to be featuring several flyovers, including one featuring a B-2 bomber, the same type of plane that struck those Iranian nuclear facilities last month. And President Trump says that flyover is expected to happen as he signs this bill into law.
Whit.
All right, we'll be watching. Selena Wang, thank you. Rebecca?
All right, Whit, thank you. As we head into the 4th of July weekend, there have also been a number of dangerous fireworks accidents across the country. Andrew Dimbert has the latest on that. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, guys. It happens every year in the lead up to and on July 4th, fireworks accidents, often destructive, sometimes deadly. It's why many fire officials urge Americans to leave the pyrotechnics to the professionals. Overnight, another massive fireworks explosion in California, just outside of Los Angeles. A fireball filling the sky as fireworks rained down on the neighborhood.
These fireworks were raining all upon the neighborhood.
A woman in critical condition after fireworks inside a detached garage exploded, setting multiple homes on fire in Pacoima. Over 100 firefighters racing to the scene as thick smoke filled the night air. Several people and pets also injured. It comes after this explosion in Simi Valley, turning deadly. Authorities say fireworks in the garage of a home triggered the blast, killing at least one person. While outside Oakland, 2 people are in critical condition after police say illegal fireworks exploded.
There was a lot of smoke, and I saw their son crying, panicking.
And authorities say conditions are still too dangerous to send in search crews to find 7 people missing after this fireworks warehouse exploded on Tuesday.
We cannot move forward and risk any more injury to anyone else on this scene.
A local media report says that property was not zoned to store fireworks. The company has vowed to cooperate with the investigation. Still so many questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions there, and really unfortunate incident.
Absolutely, a dangerous situation there. All right, Andrew, thank you. And as many get ready to celebrate the 4th of July, there are many major security preparations underway here in New York ahead of tonight's big fireworks display and around the country. And Stephanie Ramos is here with more. Good morning, Stephanie.
Well, good morning. Authorities across the country are on high alert this Independence Day, ramping up security in the air, on the ground, and along waterways. Right here in New York City, the Macy's 4th of July fireworks drawing hundreds of thousands of spectators. The NYPD is keeping a close eye to make sure it is safe. They say there's no credible threat, but they're operating in a heightened threat environment, citing rising global tensions and a recent wave of attacks. The FBI and Homeland Security warn of possible lone wolf attackers, those who may use guns, cars, even drones to carry out violence. Officials are especially concerned about extremists, both foreign inspired and domestic, motivated by political, racial, or personal grievances. Lone offenders remain the top concern. But again, right now, authorities say there is no credible threat. Authorities are urging Americans to stay, quote, hyper vigilant. And you guys know this saying, if you see something, say something. Rebecca.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. We turn now to the Sean Diddy Combs trial and a look inside the deliberation room as we hear from one of the jurors. Rhiannon Alley is here with that story. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Hey, good morning to you, Rebecca. This was a long and emotional trial lasting nearly 2 months. Now, one of the jurors who delivered that bombshell mixed verdict is speaking out for the first time.
This morning, a juror from the Sean Diddy Combs trial requesting to remain anonymous, slamming the notion that the music mogul's celebrity profile drove their decision. In a statement to ABC News saying, "I found that statement highly insulting and belittling to the jury and the deliberation process," adding, "Our decision was based solely on the evidence presented and how the law stated. We would have treated any defendant in the same manner regardless of who they are." The jury of 8 men and 4 women acquitted the rap titan of the most severe charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, but convicted him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution as it relates to ex-girlfriends Cassie Ventura and the woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane. An alternate juror telling CNN, though he wasn't part of the deliberations, he agrees with the verdict.
I took a copious amount of notes. I think reading all my notes and looking back at the evidence, I probably would have reached the same conclusion as the other jurors.
Now, Combs will remain in a Brooklyn detention center while he waits sentencing. The date has not been set, but the judge proposed holding that hearing in October.
Rhiannon, thank you. This morning, Hollywood is remembering actor Michael Madsen, who died Thursday at the age of 67. He was best known for his gritty, scene-stealing roles in movies like Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill, a career that spanned decades and hundreds of films. He was a prolific actor, known for playing menacing characters in Quentin Tarantino's most iconic movies.
Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back.
Michael Madsen as the cruel criminal Mr. Blonde in Tarantino's 1992 directorial debut, Reservoir Dogs. He would collaborate frequently with Tarantino through the years, appearing in the Kill Bill films.
That woman deserves her revenge.
And The Hateful Eight.
You're writing your life story. You bet I am.
His decades-long acting career included roles in over 300 films.
All missiles enabled.
But he wasn't always the tough guy.
You in love with somebody else?
In Thelma and Louise, playing Louise's love interest, Jimmy.
I think maybe you just don't love me anymore.
No, I do love you.
Over the years, he'd struggle with alcohol and addiction. Aside from acting, he was also a published poet with another book in the works. In 2020, after cementing his place in Hollywood history outside LA's famous TCL Chinese Theater, Madsen reflecting on his career.
Many, many years ago, I came to California. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I could have been a bricklayer. I could have been an architect. I could have been a garbage man. I could have been nothing. But I got lucky. I got lucky as an actor.
Madsen died unexpectedly Thursday of cardiac arrest. His sister, fellow actor Virginia Madsen, posting a touching tribute, remembering her big brother. He was thunder and velvet, mischief wrapped in tenderness, a poet disguised as an outlaw. Michael Madsen was 67.
And others paying tribute as well this morning. Billy Baldwin calling him a firecracker. Jennifer Tilly saying that he was one of her favorite actors to work with. And Walton Goggins here saying that he had an aura like no one else. Ain't enough words, so I'll just say this. I love you, buddy. He wasn't always the leading man in Hollywood, but his roles were just so powerful and so memorable throughout the decades. Incredible career.
And you knew any movie he was in was going to be good, and you were getting a great performance from him.
Yeah.
Such a talent. Kill Bill, one of my all-time favorites.
Love those movies,
Sure.
yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much. Coming up here on GMA, as millions head to the beach over the holiday weekend, a new summer rip current warning. Victor Okendo is at the beach. Hi, Victor.
Hey, Will, for years we have been told that the best way to escape a rip current is by swimming parallel to shore, but now experts say that might not be the best way to do it. Coming up, we'll go over the new survival strategy.
Victor, thanks. And we go on a grocery price check with the CEO of Stu Leonard's Supermarkets. He's sharing ways to save on your holiday food shopping. Hey, Stu,
got a little watermelon.
Got a lot to eat.
Looking forward to that. Also ahead, why these two specific pitches sidelined a pitcher for the Cleveland Guardians. We will have the latest on the investigation. Coming up on this July 4th, more for your big barbecue, whatever you're doing. Joey Chestnut is back. We got some great sales. Stick with us.
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch.
Oh.
1.
Welcome back to GMA. Stitch may have gotten Lilo that time, but we know she can hold her own, and Lilo actress Maya Kealoha can too. We went along with Maya on a trip to Disney World, and that is coming up.
She's such a firecracker, man.
She
She's such a
is.
talent. We had her on GMA, so much fun. And Disney World, can't go wrong with that, for
Never.
sure.
Not.
First, though, new at 7:30 this morning, overnight, Russia striking Ukraine with the biggest air attack since the war began. Residents said it was one of the most intense nights since the invasion, with hundreds of drones swarming over the Ukrainian capital. It comes after President Trump held a high-stakes call with Vladimir Putin yesterday. The president saying he didn't make any progress with Russia's leader. He is set to talk with Ukraine's president today. Also this morning, an apparent gambling probe has sidelined one of the Cleveland Guardians. Pitcher Luis Ortiz is now on paid leave. According to ESPN, a bet tracking company detected unusual betting action after these erratic pitches thrown by Ortiz. He was scratched from a scheduled start against the Cubs on Thursday.
Yeah, those are some very interesting pitches. Take a look now at this picture captured by an astronaut aboard the International Space Station. It is a very rare sprite. That's a type of lightning that occurs about 30 to 50 miles above Earth. Sprites are triggered by intense electrical activity in thunderstorms below. And that usually they last just a few seconds. That's pretty cool
What
to
a
catch
photo.
one of those.
What a moment. All right, thank you. But we are going to turn now to an always timely rip current alert ahead of the holiday weekend. Victor Okendo joins us from Miami with those details. Hello, Victor.
Hey, Will, good morning. The beach looks pretty calm right now, but swimming in the ocean is a much more dynamic setting than swimming in the pool. You have the crashing waves and the currents. So this morning we want to go over the new advice on how to spot the danger and how to get yourself out of trouble. We're in Melbourne Beach, Florida, searching for rip currents. In May, a young girl caught in a rip current, helped by a bystander using a drone to deliver a flotation device. Thankfully, she survived. What makes a rip current so dangerous?
They're out there every day, and surfers and watermen, we use them to our advantage to get out past the waves and enjoy them. But if you don't know and you bring your family from inland America somewhere, you can find yourself into trouble and it can be a fatal day.
We're focusing on 2 points that can help keep you alive. First, how to spot them so you can stay out of them. While rip currents can sometimes be impossible to see, there are clues you should look for. Here in Melbourne Beach, the most clear indicator are these dips in the shoreline where the water stretches further up onto the beach.
What I like to tell people is where there's a dip, there's a rip. Have you ever been on the beach and the tides come in and wet all your stuff, but the people along each side of you are dry? You're in the rip. Stay out of it.
Other signs can be found on the surface of the water. Look for white foam like this, or debris being pulled away from the shore. Or they could look like this, that flat area where the waves aren't breaking, created by a rip current. And the most obvious signs of danger, areas along jetties or piers, and of course red flags. When in doubt, ask a lifeguard. Here we go. Next, if you do get caught in a current, how to escape it. NOAA now says the age-old advice of swimming parallel to shore may not always work. So I put myself into one to show you why. It's taking us to the left, which is parallel to shore. So for me, that is not the safest path out. The current can pull you to the left, it can pull you to the right, it can also spin you in a circle. It's chaotic and disorienting. Human instinct wants you to fight for your life, but experts say it's that panic, exerting too much energy, trying to swim against the current that leads to death. I just tried swimming against the current. I'd say I made it maybe 10, 15 yards, and you can hear me. I'm out of gas. Experts say most people can't swim more than about 50 yards without needing to touch bottom. If you get caught in a rip, you might have to swim 3 to 4 times that to get back to shore, meaning even if you can swim out of the current, you may not have the strength to get to safety. I'm pretty tired. And the idea of having to go another 50 or 60 yards back to shore, I don't think I can make that. So instead, experts now urging do less. The key is not to panic. Let that current take you out and then flip and float. Some people call it floating like a leaf. Legs up, back of the head against the water, and using only gentle movements. This will relax you, conserve energy, and help you stay above water longer. It'll also give you a beat to determine which direction the current is flowing. If you can, swim perpendicular to that direction, like swimming to the side of a river. When you no longer feel the pull, swim at an angle back to shore. If you can't, just float until help arrives. Use your hands to signal somebody, and you should be okay. So a couple important reminders here. Number one, the safest place to swim, always in front of a lifeguard. But if you do spot someone who's in trouble and you're at an unguarded beach, NOAA says that you should take 10. That is 10 seconds to signal someone else for help. Call 911 and then grab something that floats. It could be a boogie board, it could be a noodle, even a cooler will work. If you can, go ahead and toss that to the victim. But whatever you do, do not attempt to rescue without something that floats. You can't put yourself in harm's way as well. Guys?
Really, really solid advice. And take that 10 seconds to think about it. You've been in one of these situations. Your mom?
My mom walked me through it. We were in Hawaii. But yes, you just have to relax. You have to float and you kind of just take a moment and eventually you kind of work your way back. But as you pointed out there on the beach, when it dips, it rips. That's a good signal. Something to watch for, right?
Something to remember. All right. Thank you, Victor. Now, with some last-minute deals ahead of your cookout this weekend, according to Wells Fargo, Americans will spend an average of $130 for their holiday barbecues. That's up 2.2% from last year. And joining us live from his store in Norwalk, Connecticut is Stu Leonard Jr., CEO of the Stu Leonard grocery chain. It is so great to see you on this 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Let's get right down to business, Stu. What are the best deals you can find right now?
Well, first of all, happy 4th of July to everybody right now. It's a great day. And, And you know what you can do right now is to save money. You know, look for apps that on the phone, and also the big thing is do it yourself. You know, if you want to save, we sell corn already shucked. You know, it's a lazy person's way to buy corn, but it's much more expensive. I have to have people chuck it. Do it yourself. You know, same with cutting watermelon chunks up. You can either get a whole watermelon, do it yourself. So that's one way to save money. And another way is stick to your shopping list. You know, we do demos in the store all the time. We want you to taste and buy. Costco does a good job at that. Stay away from those demos. Okay, I shouldn't.
You're giving away all your secrets, Stu. You're giving away all the secrets. I'm going to be cutting up some watermelon later today. So anyone whose DIY is in good company. Egg prices still up about 40%. Price of ground beef up 7.4% from last year. What is the biggest driver of prices you're seeing right now?
Well, a lot of what you're seeing today is supply and demand. I mean, there's some inherent cost things, like I talked to our farmers, our ranchers. They're all talking about the high cost of labor right now. So that has added to the food cost. I don't see that coming down in the future. I mean, we've given our people over a $5 an hour raise over the last 3-4 years to keep up, to have premium payer in the area. So you want great people coming in, you know, young people that you want to hire. So, you know, we're seeing labor adding to the cost, but you know, right now we're looking at pretty stable. I think our prices are about the same as last year. Beef is supply and demand. The herd number of size of the herds in America is at a 50-year low right now. There's less cattle out there, and everybody wants all these prime, beautiful steaks. You know, so that's going to bump up the price of beef a little bit, but. For the most part, our ground beef is $3.99, and it was $3.99 last 4th of July. That hamburger is a major item, yes.
Yeah. Curious what the number one item people buy over 4th of July weekend is.
Hamburger, okay. I mean, think about everybody set to go to 4th of July parties and big cookouts today. It's hamburger and hot dogs, okay? You could throw some ribs in there, throw some chicken wings. You know, some chicken on the grill and everything, but it's that good old classic. And it's not just the hamburger, it's the cheeseburger.
Yeah, always
and then
a classic.
If you want to get into a New York, Connecticut thing, Connecticut likes white American cheese, New York likes yellow.
Oh, it's a real battle. I like that. Stu Leonard Jr., happy 4th of July to you. Happy 4th of July to all the nice people shopping in your store today.
Could I just put one message to tie in with your Rip Current speech there about the danger of water. It's drowning season right now. My wife and I unfortunately lost a little boy who was only 2 years old to a drowning. We thought everybody was watching, but really no one's watching. So be really vigilant about watching your kids. It's almost like a designated driver for alcohol. Have a designated watcher for your children.
A great message for this holiday weekend. Thank you, Stu. Happy 4th. And people out there, you can get some great deals at Stu Leonard's and at Target and Walmart as well this weekend.
Absolutely. Now with our play of the day, Will Gans is here. Big news from the famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Jaws is back.
Jaws is back. You say big news, I say it's unbelievable news.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
Joey, Jaws, Chestnut, Coney Island's main dog, returning for the famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. A little later this afternoon, the 16-time champion was banned, you might remember, from last year's Chowdown due to a sponsorship deal he had with Impossible Foods.
Only in America. Like not plant-based.
That's right. But the table has now been set for his big comeback. Chestnut taking part in the official weigh-in yesterday. And here's what he had to say about his big return.
Going a year without it, it made me appreciate it. It made me work harder to get back here, and now that I'm back, I appreciate it. Like, so much. It's a big part of my life, and oh my God, it's an amazing 4th of July celebration.
You could see him getting emotional thinking about it, but to win back the vaunted mustard belt, Chestnut will have to take out reigning champion Patrick Bertoletti, who downed 58 dogs last year. Can he do it? Could he possibly chew through his own 2021 record of 76 hot dogs? Tune in to find out.
That's
coverage.
A different universe, 76 to 58. Jaws has it in the bag.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Coverage of the women's competition begins at 10:45 a.m. Eastern on ESPN3. The men's competition, by the way, airs at noon Eastern on ESPN2.
Thanks for not showing too much of the slow motion close-ups of the competition itself.
Here's a peek behind the curtain. We had a whole tape piece prepared to go, and then we said maybe we should back off a little bit on the soggy bun B-roll.
Breakfast at home.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Of course,
we will be watching.
Happy July 4th.
Can't wait. Happy July 4th. Coming up here, Phil the Grill Johnson is here showing us how to beef up your burger this weekend. Plus, even more 4th of July sales are on the way. We've got you covered, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking overnight, severe storms ripping through the Northeast with flash floods and pelting hail. Ferocious winds turning deadly in New Jersey. Now, as a record number of people travel for the holiday, the flights canceled or delayed this morning. The best and worst times to drive, and we've got your forecast for this holiday weekend.
Is it prime time for summer shopping, or should you wait for sales events to heat up? The big savings you can find right now, from clothing to mattresses, and what to expect from Amazon, Target, and Walmart.
And let the grilling begin. We're turning up the heat on your 4th of July cookout with pitmaster Phil the Grill Johnson with a new twist on a classic and how to beef up your burger. And he's saying,
"Good morning, America."
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
We are loving it. Good morning, America. Happy 4th of July. We're celebrating with Phil the Grill Johnson. He's bringing the heat in something called a Roman burger.
I'm excited to figure out what that
Indeed.
is and try it for myself.
We've been drooling over him.
It smells
He's been making
so
this
good in
food.
here.
Looks amazing.
We've been going deep on all the food options around here. And Dr. Tara Narula is here to go deep with our series, The Fine Print. It is a deep dive into over-the-counter medicine labels this morning. It's all about common indigestion medications.
More on that ahead, but first, a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with the deadly storms overnight in the Northeast. And now a dangerous situation is unfolding in Texas. People are being evacuated in some areas because of major flooding. Water rescues are now underway. Let's get right to meteorologist Brittany Bell from our New York station WABC for the very latest. Brittany, good morning.
And good morning to you, too. So portions of central Texas still waking up to widespread flooding this morning. That's the case right here in Kerr County, Texas, where that flash flood emergency continues. You can see that quick moving water. Some spots received up to 6 to 10 inches of rain. They could get an additional 3 to 4. So that's why there are still multiple flood watches, even a flash flood warning. Heavy rain continues this morning, and that will slowly start to taper off later this afternoon. Even a flash flood emergency for San Angelo and Kerrville that will continue by midday, lasting throughout this afternoon. Now I want to talk about severe weather in portions of New Jersey. Plainfield, New Jersey got hit hard by damaging winds, knocking over these large trees, even prompting a state of emergency, unfortunately also leading to fatalities. But thankfully, things will start to improve for the rest of the Northeast. They're in for nicer weather throughout this afternoon. Fantastic weather for the 4th of July after a messy Thursday. Very wet for portions of Florida, hot for the rest of the East Coast, and also looking at fire danger out west. Rebecca?
All right, Brittany, thank you. We're going to turn now to the record holiday travel. Millions are expected to make their way to their 4th of July destinations today. And Morgan Norwood is back from Newark Airport with the latest. Good morning again, Morgan.
Hey, good morning again to you, Rebecca. Yes, the 4th of July holiday travel rush may have technically already peaked, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the woods, especially when it comes to the delays and the disruptions overnight. Here's why. Severe storms slammed the Northeast. We're talking tornado warnings, blinding downpours, even penny-sized hail, triggering more than 8,000 delays nationwide. Even right now, dangerous storm reports out of Texas, as Brittany just mentioned. But it's not just the skies. More than 61 million people are driving this holiday, and that's thanks in part to those lower gas prices. Take a look. The national average, just $3.14 a gallon. That's down 35 cents from this time last year. We're talking the cheapest 4th of July fill-up in nearly 4 years. So if you are heading out today, experts say it's best to hit the road before noon. If you can't do that, you definitely want to wait it out until after 7 p.m. Will.
go. All right, great advice there, Morgan. Thanks for being there at Newark for us. We're going to go to holiday shopping now. There are some great deals available right now, but you got to listen to Becky Worley first because there might be better prices next week. Becky, tell us what exactly is going on. When should we buy? When should we wait?
I got the scoop for you, Will. Don't worry. Here's the deal. Last year, Prime Day started a full 12 days after the 4th of July. But this year, we're rolling right out of the holiday weekend into the Amazon extravaganza, which makes things a little tricky. But let me break this down for you. Many retailers are live with deals right now. Think clothing chains like Levi's has up to 50% off. There's a ton of stores with blanket discounts. Then you got department stores advertising big events. One example, Macy's. This is just something very specific. They have 40 to 50% off women's sandals, but a lot of other sales. And then mattress sales are big on these holidays weekends. We found a Beauty Rest Queen was $9.99. Now it's $4.29 at Mattress Firm. All these deals are live now. They may continue through Prime Day, but that's hard to know. It's kind of retailer by retailer. But when it comes to Amazon itself, the lion's share of the big discounts are going to happen starting July 8th through the 11th. So I say wait a few days for any big Amazon purchases. And remember, Prime Day for Amazon Prime members only. But pro tip, you can get a temporary Prime membership for free. Just remember to cancel it within 30 days, Will.
Oh, that's a good little hack there. All right, Becky, thank you. So what do we specifically know about the discounts that Amazon and other big online retailers are planning to roll out next week?
Keyword in your question specifically, not a lot. Amazon famously does not publish advance information about all of their deals. But here's what we do know. If you're in the market for any product that's Amazon branded or from companies Amazon owns, you can almost bet they'll be discounted. Kindles, Alexas, Amazon Basics, but also Ring cameras, shoes from Zappos, even food from Whole Foods. Many of them will offer deals. But it's not just Amazon. Because of competitive prices, a lot of other retailers have listed deals on sale. Target, great deals kick off July 6th, 40% off of some of their bedding, 30% off summer clothes, 30% off of school uniforms, backpacks, school supplies. And then Walmart, they have their own event. The deals are available starting July 8th, going through the 13th. Also includes school supplies, significantly discounted, ding, ding, ding. So you can see we are really starting to talk about back to school savings. Yes, already, Will. Back to school.
Not yet.
Yeah, too soon.
Although in my family, we do say on July 4th, summer's over. Becky,
No.
thank you so much.
Not ready for it.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, our series, The Fine Print. Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula is here to help us decode the labels on over-the-counter indigestion medications.
Also ahead, Stitch, back to share a clip of the blockbuster movie as Lilo and Stitch, the live-action version, nears the $1 billion mark. And we celebrate Ohana with the movie's young star, who's taken us around Walt Disney World.
Very fun. Plus, Will Gans is back with some of the best holiday sales you can find right now, from TVs to tools to swimwear. And then we've got great ideas for your 4th of July barbecues. We're cooking with the pitmaster, Phil the Grill Johnson. It's coming up right here on GMA. We eat very soon. Stay with us.
When your songs have over 30 billion streams, where do you go to light up the morning? Monday, it's Lewis Capaldi, live on GMA. Monday, only on Good Morning America's Summer Concert Series, sponsored by Massage Envy.
Yes, welcome back to GMA. We are looking forward to Lewis Capaldi as our summer concert series continues on Monday right here in our brand new studio. Whit?
Thank you, Rebecca. Now to our GMA cover story and our series, The Fine Print. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, decodes what's on the label of over-the-counter medications. And this morning, we're looking at common indigestion medications. Dr. Narula, it's great to see you.
Great to
Just
see
in
you.
time for 4th of July, we were saying, and all the burgers we're about to eat, getting ready for, what we need to look at with these over-the-counter medications. Can we start with the antacids? Because these are so popular, but what does the fine print actually say?
Yeah, this is the perfect segment for today. So you may want to take a couple of these brightly colored little antacids for later. Antacids are very commonly used. They're chewable or liquid liquid forms. They neutralize the acid in the stomach, and they're really meant for short-term, very fast relief of mild heartburn. So think things like Tums or Maalox or Mylanta. In terms of risk long-term with using these, it depends on how much you're taking and how often, but many of them are based with calcium, aluminum, or magnesium, so that can affect the levels of calcium or magnesium or phosphate or even sodium in your blood if you take them long-term, constipation, diarrhea, and can actually affect the absorption of other medications that you might be taking. In addition, if you're taking them chronically and you stop, it can cause a rebound acid reflux, so not so great to use this for long-term.
And I think a lot of people get some of these brands mixed up, right? So another one we want to talk about, these H2 blockers. What are they? What do we need to know?
Correct. So this is another common form of medicine. This works a little bit better than the antacids because it actually prevents the production of acid. So think things like Pepcid, Tagamet. These are meant to be used for more mild heartburn or even acid reflux or even ulcers. So stronger situations than you would use the antacids for. In general, in terms of side effects or problems with these long-term, you think about absorption of medications as well. These are broken down in the liver, so they may affect other medicines that are processed by the liver. You can actually also get problems with vitamin deficiencies as well with these. And so again, this is something you'd want to talk to your doctor about if you have any underlying issues that might affect using H2 blockers long term. And these you can develop tolerance with as well. So if you use them for a long time, they may become less effective over time.
And another one that millions of people take, these proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs.
Right, PPIs.
What's in the fine print here? Because I think this is something that people definitely take when they don't need to sometimes, right?
Yeah, this is a medicine that I see a lot of people end up with after they've come out of the hospital and they just stay on them chronically. But these are really the most potent acid reducers and they have the most prolonged effect. So think things like Nexium, Prilosec, Prevacid. They also prevent the production of acid in the stomach. And so they're used for more significant acid reflux, esophagitis, or even ulcer treatment. And yes, as you mentioned, really they're meant to be used for less than 8 weeks. If you actually use them for longer than 6 months, you should be tapered off of them. And so some concerns that come with this, again, those absorption of vitamins, so you can end up with problems with calcium, vitamin D, iron absorption, gastrointestinal infections. They can actually cause bone fractures with, so things like spine, hip, and wrist if you're on them long term. And they can affect other medicines, so HIV meds, antifungals, and one big class is blood thinners. A lot of my patients are on Plavix, for example. So if you take omeprazole or esomeprazole, that can affect the Plavix. One other important point, a lot of people don't know when to take them. You should take them 30 to 60 minutes before breakfast.
If I eat too many wings today,
yes, I would
time only,
use the antacid.
Stick with the antacid. Dr. Narula, appreciate it as always. All right, Will, time for some pop news.
Let's do it.
All right.
You guys heard of this guy Stitch?
Yes.
Yeah, so is everybody else. Yeah, he's super famous and lucrative. That's where we begin. It's a treat, though, from Stitch. He's a busy guy. He's the star of one of the biggest blockbusters of the year. We're up to almost $960 million at the box office. And you know he loves to make trouble.
Yep.
So he took some time to send us a message. He was riding around in this pink convertible.
You always love that pink car.
I do. It's my favorite. He wanted to send us a special clip. It features his fellow extraterrestrials, Jumba and Pleakley, taking on a human form. That's Zach Galifianakis and Billy Magnuson. Here it is.
Oh, this is never gonna work. Just be cool and normal. They look like a bunch of Slim Jims with googly eyes. No, not those two. Look at their disgusting popsicle bodies. Human. What a downgrade. Oh, look at these two. They look like best friends, just like us. They're perfect. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Here, I will hold you up. Apologies. What a nice arm you have. Okay. You guys, and I thank you. I feel like I'm walking on chopsticks. My legs feel a little wobbly. I know, don't worry. They're fine. You watched the video I sent you, right? A walking video? Yeah. I didn't know it was going to be like this. One foot in front of the other. Yeah!
Oh, physical comedy, too. So mischievous. If you're thinking about hitting the theater this holiday weekend, may we humbly suggest that Lilo and Stitch is playing now. Join the party.
A lot of kids loving this.
Yeah, they really are. You know what we're loving? The vibes here. It's good 4th of July. We're fast and loose here, but those vibes don't compare to what I'm about to talk about. Part of the vibes here due to Disney Plus's new female-led sports talk show. It's called Vibe Check. The series debuted earlier this week. It's Elle Duncan. She's an ESPN anchor, one of Vibe Check's co-hosts, also one of my good friends.
Yeah, one of our buddies.
She sent us the rundown on the brand new series. What's up, Elle?
Welcome to Vibe Check. Smart takes, fire fits, and, well, being as unserious as possible whenever possible. It is a show covering all sports, centering women and the amazing talent roster that we have here at ESPN, and you should tune in because it's just going to be a vibe. Duh, it's in the name. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Disney+.
Love that. Thank you, Elle. She's so great. She's joined by prominent female commentators, including Andrea Carter, Monica McNutt, Chiney Ogwumike, Hannah Storm, and more. And there was a familiar face on their debut episode, our very own. Oh. We know her, Robin Roberts. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next episode begins streaming tonight, 5 Eastern on Disney+. They have such a good vibe.
I love
great
that
crew. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're awesome. So looking forward to that. We'll check that out at 5 today. But first and finally this morning, we've got LeBron James with a Pop News assist. Don't get to say that every day. He's helping to bring the life and legacy of Jim Thorpe, one of the great athletes in American history, one of the great Americans in American history, to the big screen. James is executive producing a new 2-hour History Channel documentary. It's on the United States' first Native American Olympic gold medalist. It's called Jim Thorpe, Lit by Lightning. Take a look.
He's running, he's kicking, he's tackling. Jim plays every minute of the game, offense and defense. Jim Thorpe is at the top of his game, and yet he was about to level up again.
His achievement at the Stockholm Olympics, I haven't seen that level of greatness.
The gold medals were taken away from him. It was an enormous injustice.
Wow.
Nearly 110 years later, though, Thorpe would be reinstated as the sole winner of the 1912 Olympic pentathlon and decathlon. Jim Thorpe, Lit by Lightning, premieres Monday at 8 Eastern on the History Channel.
Such an incredible story.
Yeah, what a story.
And those are all the stories that I have. So.
Okay, well, I got more work to do. You guys hang here.
Bye. All right.
I'm going over to the other Will for some 4th of July summer savings. And this morning, Will Gans is kicking off your holiday weekend, breaking down some of the best sales you can find right now. You can find them on our website. Oh, what is this TV so big it's covering you in full?
You'll have to find me first, Rebecca.
I found you.
On the 4th of July, if you've ever woken up and thought, gosh, I wish I had a TV that was bigger than Will Gans, boy, do I have news for you.
We're doing the measurements right now, by the way.
Yes.
Well done, Will.
Thank you very much. All right, people love the way that this looks in their home. It's giving the Louvre for less, honey. This is the Samsung Frame TV, which allows you to watch all your favorite content in 4K when it's on, and when it's off, it transforms into an art gallery, okay? You can pick from over 3,500 pieces of art, including pieces from MoMA and Art Basel. For TV watching, the screen is made with an anti-reflection matte display, and it mounts flush against your wall like a piece of art would. This weekend, you can save up to $1,300 on the Frame TV from Samsung.
There's
we
a
have
big
one
discount.
in my apartment.
You
It's
do?
amazing. Yes, it's not this big.
What's the art in yours?
Right now, we have the Monet water lilies.
Okay, I like that choice.
Nice, cool summer vibe.
We got some tools.
We do. If you're looking to make some home improvements, this toolkit has everything you need. It's a 6-tool combo from Home Depot, and it includes a drill, a circular saw, a reciprocating saw, and more to help you tackle your summer DIY projects. Right now, you'll save $100 off of its original asking price. I only named the tools that I know the names of, and then the and more is everything else that comes with it.
And it does come with a lot.
It does. It does indeed.
Okay.
And more.
We like that.
Okay.
Tell us about this.
Yes, you don't have to get beach ready if you stay beach ready, all right? And now you can do that cost effectively with Land's End. These swim trunks have a soft and stretchy hydro liner that feels more like boxer briefs when you're swimming, as opposed to that netting that a lot of swimsuits have. They've also got tanks that are UPF 50, which is fabulous. And the sale today features 50 to 60% off all their swimwear, which is so nice.
That's a good day to buy then.
Exactly.
Okay, now, you could hang out with that swimwear in one of these, of course.
A perfect upgrade for your summer. Check out these Adirondack.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Adirondack folding chairs. You don't hear that combo very often. They
okay.
contour perfectly to your back. Isn't it comfy?
Yeah.
Alleviating spinal pressure and fatigue for lasting comfort. They're made with Great weather resistance, which means they resist fading, splitting, cracking, and breaking in harsh conditions. Right now, they're 23% off.
23% off?
Yeah.
Do we have to get up?
No, you stay right there. If you want to
Can I just relax while you go talk about the next deal?
Yes. I wish I had a stroopwafel to give you. Yeah, check out these earbuds. This is a great deal as well. These Amazon earbuds have 30% faster transmission speed, more stable signal connection, and sound does not delay when you're listening from this, meaning you're not going to lose signal if you're in the gym or commuting. You might lose connection, if you have like an older model. Not with these, okay? The connection distance can reach up to 15 meters, so you can take a call, walk around the apartment, the house, whatever you need to do. They're on sale right now for just $24.
82% off?
82% off.
Wow.
It's a 4th of July miracle, baby.
You did it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our firework, Will Gans. You can get all these products on our website. Coming up here, we are cooking up some summertime favorites for our 4th of July party. You're going to eat too.
Oh, good.
Yes,
save me a plate.
We wouldn't leave you out.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for all morning long. We're back with our 4th of July barbecue, and we have the perfect person right here to bring the heat and cook for us as we celebrate this morning. Pitmaster and 2024 World Food Championship winner Phil the Grill Johnson is in the house. Phil the Grill, it is great to meet you and great to have you here this morning. First, let's talk about that championship, the 2024 World Food Championship. This was the sandwich category specifically.
Yes.
How intense was the competition?
World Foods is like one of the best competitions that I play with, right? Because it's like American Idol meets the World Series. It's actually chefs from all over the world competing in the best of 12 categories. I killed it in sandwich, but there's noodles. But here's the deal. This year, I signed up for burger.
Okay.
I want to get my name on every banner in that stadium.
We love that. Okay, so because you did just that, show us this new twist on a burger.
Yes, so I'm always taking original recipes and kind of putting my spin on it. So this is a Roman burger, and I made a sandwich last year. It was a Cuban Italian sandwich. This is kind of a similar type deal with a burger. It's called a Roman burger. What I like to do is get like about 2 pounds of meat, and then this is a butter, garlic, and Worcestershire rub right here.
All right.
And so that kind of gives that bold, savory taste on that burger, And then the best cheese ever is a nice white American cheese. I'll throw that on the burger right there. We got some mortadella, and so let's make a burger real quick, all right?
What do I need to do, Chef?
All right, so if you want to grab the bottom of the bun, right? And then we'll take a little bit, the back of the spoon of the mix. And put that little bit of mayo on the back, right?
Secret touch.
I'm gonna grab you a burger, and I'm gonna grab me a burger right here with the nice white American, right?
Perfect.
And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add a little bit of lettuce on top, right? And then here's the nice little tang. You got a nice little Italian dressing right here.
You put it on that side. I was gonna put it on the other bun.
And then so look how crispy this mortadella is, right? Nice and toasty. Put that on. A little Genoa salami on top of that, right? Woo! A little tomato, right? Get some onions, red onions, right?
The crowd in here is losing it, by the way.
That is it right there. That's that burger.
Well done.
Stacking it up. All right, should we have some dessert?
Here, I'll go on this side.
I want to stand right here because there's whipped cream and strawberries.
All right, so this is a great dessert, right? So now that you're full off of these heavy burgers, right? You want something light and something crispy, something refreshing, right? To go with the mojitos or, it's a nice summer day, right? Sure. So what I like to do, I got this from a restaurant that closed a long time ago, but they made the best biscuit strawberry parfaits.
Okay.
So what we want to do is take a nice little bit of whipped cream, put that right on top.
This whole back of the spoon thing is a revelation, and I'm not very good at it.
You would get some nice soft strawberries, and you just soak that in a little bit of sugar to get them nice and soft, right?
You went ahead. What are you doing?
I went straight to the biscuits. So here's the thing. We were talking about this earlier this morning. I love my strawberry shortcake with biscuits, not
Yes.
shortcake.
Yes.
So what's the secret to getting the perfect fluffy biscuit?
You know, I like to make them small and miniature.
Yeah.
Put a little butter on top of them,
so
right?
good.
A little egg
So
wash
good.
before you bake them in, you know? And then a little butter once they're cooling off. And then, just sprinkle it with a little bit of sprinkle it, baby. Sprinkle it, baby.
Overloading. It's the 4th of July. No rules.
Razzle dazzle.
And you should have seconds and thirds and just enjoy yourself.
Yes, exactly. And then you could even put in like a little martini glass or type of glass and layer it up and put more strawberries, a little more sugar.
Would
and
you
that's
make them ahead, or because I feel like with the whipped cream, you really have to wait until it goes
so
out.
I would like to, do it when you know you're about to serve it, because you don't want to soggy the crispiness of the nice biscuit.
I gotta sneak. I'm staring at this. I'm like, this burger is too far away here.
If you can fit that in your mouth in one bite.
Okay, well, I got to read something here.
You got to squeeze
I'll
down.
take your read.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
A technical question.
Yes.
How long do you grill the burger?
3 to 4 minutes. It depends on your doneness, but 3 to 4 minutes each side.
What about the salami and the mortadella and all
Just get a nice little crisp on it, because that's going to give the texture to the burger.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm going in here, Will.
Let's
You're
go.
I'll take it. You can get these recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com.
Come here,
Phil
you.
will be back on GMA3. More cookout recipes. He did it. Good job, Whit. All right, coming up. Lilo and Stitch star Maya Kealoha takes us to Walt Disney World. He's going to show us what makes a cool kid summer. Maybe it involves some of these. Stay with us.
Here we go. Boy, we are enjoying the food this morning.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, Will's got a full mouth here.
He had to eat because you did.
I know. I ate. He had to talk for me, so here we go. I'm talking for him. Welcome back. Lilo and Stitch star Maya Kealoha knows the secret to having a cool kid summer. And starting with a trip to Disney World, here's a look at the self-proclaimed Queen of Fun in action.
It's Cool Kid Summer at Walt Disney World. And who better to test out a few days of fun than this Lilo and Stitch star? Maya Kealoha.
Cheese!
First stop, Hollywood Studios.
That does smell like popcorn.
For a look at the brand new show, Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After.
Magic mirror on the wall, who's most misunderstood of all.
I just love meeting people that I didn't meet, but I saw them on TV.
Next up,
Slinky Dog is ready to help you ride like the wind.
from the Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster to a Lilo and Stitch dance party at Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom.
Are you ready to cha-cha slide with Stitch?
So what makes a cool kid summer?
It's just like having fun, maybe go hang out with your ohana. Ohana means family, just to let you know. And I guess that means that I'm the queen of fun, I guess.
This queen of fun getting a surprise visit from Disney World's own Mouse of Fun.
Hi, Minnie. You look so gorgeous. High five.
What a day for Maya
cute.
Kealoha. She is so adorable, and she is the queen of fun.
Yes, I agree.
really is.
And she's the queen of the movies right now
Yeah.
with Lilo and Stitch. But let's go to Brittany Bell. She's the queen of weather.
Oh, thank you. I just love her energy, too. I need a piece of that.
We are going now to a program to cultivate soldiers, helping them get their mental and physical health into the best shape possible. Here's Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman.
The puddles of sweat, the agonized faces, and these curated meals. It's all part of the Army's wildly successful new program to beef up recruiting numbers by slimming down potential recruits.
According to the Pentagon, nearly 3/4 of all American young adults do not qualify for the military because of obesity or because of mental or physical problems or because of aptitude. So, the U.S. Army has come up with a solution for that right here in South Carolina.
It's known as the Future Soldiers Preparatory Course. It's doing something the Army needs it to do.
We want each of these trainees to be successful. Like, ultimately, that is our goal. And so we want to give them every opportunity to do that. They still have to meet the standard.
And all of these future soldiers arrive for different reasons.
I want to be a part of something that's bigger than me. My dad was prior service, served in the Marine Corps, so that also made me want to be like, okay, I want to do that.
I struggled a lot. Life is tough. It was pretty rough growing up. Financial struggles. I don't want to live off of government assistance. I don't want my kids to have to struggle.
Many trainees arrive on a bus like this.
Go! We got trainees, let's go. Let's put it away!
It's the hardest moment for most trainees.
When we got here, a drill sergeant went right up on that bus, said, get out here right now, and they made us run.
It's summer in South Carolina, and the heat and the humidity are the cruelest drill sergeants. Still, at 38% body fat, trainee Raven has already achieved so much.
To lose 19 pounds, it was extremely hard.
I mean, did you even ever imagine that you could do that?
No. These last 2 kids, I picked up a lot of weight. I was stressed out. You know, once you gain 10 and then 20, it's extremely hard.
When people see this program and they hear about it, they say, oh, why don't you just put these trainees on GLP-1s, on Ozempic?
We're sort of going back to the traditional way the Army has always done something like, and I think there's the 3 variables that we know are going to help their overall lifestyle, because the goal is really like a bit of a lifestyle change. Physical activity, good nutrition.
By this point in the day, they're gutted, tanks empty as they run. So many are hobbled by injuries. Trainee Mishka's been working to come back from a stress fracture in her foot. But on those runs, something happens. There's a rallying cry and a rush to support lagging teammates.
I go up to my bed, I cry, and then my battle buddies are there.
You actually cried?
Yeah, because it's an emotional roller coaster, especially, you know, you're pushing yourself, and you just really want to, you know, advance to the next step.
As for Raven, she has 4 major reasons to make it through. Her kids.
I don't want them to struggle at all. I'm trying to do this for them. I want to make my mom proud, my family. I got a lot of people counting on me back at home.
What a commitment. We are so proud of her and so grateful for all of our Army and soldiers out there. All right, coming up here, we have a look at the new series investigating why some beaches see more shark encounters and what you should do if you see one in the water.
And welcome back to GMA. With summer in full swing, there have been several shark attacks in the U.S. so far this year. So why do they happen, and what can we do about it? A new Nat Geo series, Investigation Shark Attack, takes a closer look. New Smyrna Beach on Florida's East Coast, a gathering place for thousands of sharks and throngs of beachgoers. Now, a team of experts is hoping to explain that often misunderstood relationship by studying an alarming series of shark bites last summer.
We've got 3 incidents over just a few days from July 4th to July 8th. What's going on along this stretch of coast?
After one beachgoer dubbed the area the shark bite capital of the world, National Geographic series Investigation Shark Attack is trying to determine why.
There are more bites here than other places where there are lots of people in the water. So it does raise the question, what's going on here?
The sharks are drawn to the warm, shallow waters here, which have a rich supply of fish to eat. The nearby mangroves offer protection, and the area also has this. Sandbars, sharks swirling just over top of one.
Sandbars often can kind of have this corralling effect on fish. And you'll see if you're on the beach and you're looking at a sandbar or waving at your buddy who swam over to the sandbar, a lot of times you'll see schools of fish in between the sandbar and the shore. And so from the perspective of a shark, this is really convenient. This is kind of like a fish trap.
The team's research serving as this warning for those venturing into the blue waters. It's the shark's habitat, and we are just visitors.
Sometimes there are so many people and so many sharks converging in this area that people are literally swimming into sharks or jumping on sharks in some cases. And all of a sudden, wham, this huge human lands on them. Of course, they're going to turn around. They don't really have much to fight back with other than their mouth.
So joining us from Investigation Shark Attack, one of the lead investigators, marine ecologist Dr. Mike Heithaus. Dr. Heithaus, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So obviously we were talking about like the different, it seems like we've seen more of these human-shark encounters so far this year, but are those really on the rise, or is it really just like social media, smartphones, we're hearing about them more?
Well, we're hearing about them a lot more, and we talk about them a lot more, but it's really not on the rise. Last year was actually a down year for shark incidents, but this is the time of year, it's warming up, tons of people are going into the water, and that's what usually leads to more incidents. But in general, it's just really bad luck.
And I think people don't even realize how often we are close to sharks when we're in the water. We just don't see them. So if we do come across one, what should we do?
Well, if you come across one, keep an eye on them and back out of the water. Remember, there are more than 500 species of sharks, and most of them are more afraid of us than we are of them. And so just give them their space, and things are probably going to be okay.
And what does some of this research that you've done, what does it tell us about sharks and their behavior?
Well, Investigation Shark Attack's amazing because we're bringing in some of the best experts in the world using tech like drones in the air, cameras on sharks to really understand the behavior from the perspective of sharks. And what we see is that they're really good at avoiding biting people. In fact, there are tons of encounters where the sharks completely avoid us.
What can we all do to stay safe at the beach?
Well, the most important thing to do is to talk to the local lifeguards and be aware of conditions. You know, rip currents can be more dangerous than sharks, a lot more dangerous, but lifeguards will know what's going on. Avoid swimming in areas where there's shark food. So you see lots of fish, avoid that. Turbid waters are something you might want to avoid, but the main thing to keep in mind is that it's a great place to be this July 4th weekend. Sharks are not your biggest risk, but always listen to the local lifeguards.
So don't blame the sharks.
Don't blame the sharks.
Yeah, they're just doing their thing, and we're visitors in their habitat.
We are visitors, and the thing to remember is we want sharks in our oceans. They're really important to the health of ocean ecosystems that we rely on. So what we want to do is find a way to enjoy the oceans and make sure that there's still plenty of sharks in them.
Dr. Mike Heithaus, we appreciate you giving us a little bit of a reality check about humans and sharks and how we can all get along at the beaches. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. And Mike will be back here tomorrow morning on GMA Saturday. And Investigation Shark Attack premieres Saturday at 9/8 Central on National Geographic, and then streams the next day on Disney Plus and on Hulu.
Brittany Bell, thanks so much for joining us today on July 4. And thanks so much to all of you for watching.
We're sorry we rolled out the burgers and the shortcake.
No, we didn't get you any food.
We're going to bring it back.
Enjoy your day. Be safe, everyone.
Everybody.
Happy 4th.